Hi, how are we today, guys?
I'm doing good.
Doing pretty well.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for taking time out. I'm aware the time has changed quite a bit, but thank you very much for being flexible with that. My name's Ian. Obviously, I'm going to interview you guys about Knotfest and a couple of shows that you're doing next week as well. A little bit about the history of the band, that sort of thing. But first things first, going to try and get through this interview without anybody mentioning the obvious. Okay. Whoever mentions the obvious has to buy drinks tomorrow. Okay. I think we know what the obvious is. So we'll move on past that.
All
Question
right.
one.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. All right. So question one, let's get into it. Because obviously you guys have never been to Australia before. Um, can you just give us a bit of a backstory about how you guys started? Um, uh, uh, I think it was back, what, 2017, 2018?
Well, we were really just like in the workshop, just trying to find our noise, trying to find our sound, and trying to gather ourselves and get ourselves prepared. We did our first show out in Iowa, and then lockdown hit and all that shit. So we were. It gave us more time to be in the workplace and find ourselves and find what we actually wanted to stand for and what we actually wanted to you know like what we actually wanted to do with our branding, with our music, and with our voice. uh Over time we just started doing more and more tours. We started getting more internationally, and it really gave us more of an inkling towards our work ethic, not only in terms of touring at home, where we're able to we don't have the issues of different types of currency, or like knowing when the next bathroom break was going to be. But also touring out in like Europe, where we were going to have to be taking more flights and taking more initiative into what we're spending our money on, and what we're actually what we're actually doing, and the different cultures that we're going to be introduced to, and also having to take initiative on in terms of like showing love. And it really just kind of got more and more easier to understand that work ethic, and or those work ethics more specifically.
Anything you
uh
want to add, JJ?
No, that's it. That's good.
Awesome. Good cop, bad cop. Right, we're good to go. Right. I mean, you touched on a little bit about the lockdown part. I mean, did it? I mean, that was 3, 4 years ago. Album then goes and drops last year. I think one of you, I read a quote that one of you said last year or the year before, that you spend your whole life working towards the first album, and then the second one needs to be out in like 6 months or something. So, I mean, are you feeling that difference in pressure to come up with something else now without having a break like a lockdown to work with?
Not really. We're kind of better than we've ever been, and we're not the most stressed about writing anything really new right now at all, since we just dropped our record like 5 months ago. But we're just planning on touring really hard and putting our heads down and working.
Yeah, and you've also got to take into consideration everybody's own life and what's going on in everybody's life. I mean, two of us, like two members, fly out to go like do holidays and like be with family and what have you. Everybody's got bills that they got to pay and rent. So like for now it's and like JJ said, the album just fucking released, and it released midway through a tour, and then it was the end of the year. So right now we're really just locking in on writing this album, and really fucking putting ourselves out there with music that we're really fucking proud of, that we worked our fucking asses off into, putting our blood, sweat, and tears into, and then going straight into writing new music is something that's at the back of our mind, but is there. Like we're really focusing on, really just putting this album out, and then in the background, amongst ourselves, we do have plans on writing new music, but all in due time.
Cool. So, I know in terms of the journey you're on for this year, after you do Australia, I think you're back in the States with Berry tomorrow while she sleeps. Um, but Australia itself, obviously you guys are here now. Have any of you been to Australia before in the band? And what's the what have you heard about this place? What you're expecting?
I don't know about Simon. Simon's experience very, very much differs from my experience. I've actually never been to Australia. I actually had to ask my dad, like, have I ever like been to Australia with like you guys? And dad straight up said, no, I don't think so. And I was like, huh, interesting. And so like I I just treat it the same way that I treat it in any other country or state. I just mind my P's and Q's, act with respect, and as long as everybody else does the same, I have no quorums or issues with anybody else. But yeah, no, it's really nice. The one thing that I did not factor in until last minute was the wildlife. And we were all, freaking out and having a great time with seeing, literally the moment we got off the plane, like fucking kangaroos immediately, like kangaroos. And then while we were on a drive, fucking cockatoo swooped by. Our guitarist Grod brought up the uh, what was it? Bin chickens. Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
chilling out, and I still have yet to see any of them because it's just my luck and like how my attention span is. I'm usually always looking in the wrong direction at the wrong time. But I'm really, really hoping that uh like I'm able to see what everyone else is saying. But for now, it's just my luck.
You guys have got you've got a few shows on while you're over here. So there's not just the three Not Fest shows. You'll also, I'm in Adelaide, so you'll be in Adelaide, I think, on Wednesday, as part of the Slipknot show, and you've also got your own two shows as well in Brisbane and Melbourne. In terms of, um, there might not be a definitive answer on this, but in terms of like what to expect in terms of set list and songs, will it be mostly the same across all six shows?
Yeah.
For obviously like opening slots, festival slots, of course it's gonna be shorter. But we're gonna be playing our hits, we're gonna be playing some new songs from the album, and we're just gonna rip it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like JJ said, there's a huge difference between playing 30-minute set to a headline set. Obviously there will be more songs added into the roster, but typically all pretty much the same, maybe just some different intros and different categories.
So for a fan of the band, we should go to all the shows. That's the main thing.
Absolutely.
So, on that though, going back to a point made at the beginning, and the experience that we've got, or most people in Australia will have of your band, will be what we see on YouTube as an example. So for people who are going to say turn up tomorrow in Melbourne, who don't really know an awful lot about you apart from the obvious, how would you describe your band's show?
Um, Very visceral
Gross.
and gross, big pits, lots of energy.
Sweat, fucking screaming, sick riffs, sick beats, and a lot of anger and love.
Nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So I mean, in terms of some of the bills that you've been on, I mean, you were mentioning earlier that you guys have gone to Europe, and I think you were bringing Horizon over in Europe, if I might be incorrect with that. So touring with these massive bands, what sort of lessons have you learned yourselves that you one implementing, or two, we don't do that?
Don't trust anybody, and be you.
Yeah. I mean, stranger danger is obviously like a factor, and you know, like I said, minding your own P's and Q's and keeping to yourself while at the same time, enjoying as much as you can. But yeah, some people aren't as trusting as they seem when you first met them. It's always that first encounter.
Do you find that you're kind of helped or hindered by who you guys are connected to?
Uh, eh,
I don't give a fuck.
I stopped caring
Nice.
like I stopped caring like 3 years ago. I could not give a rat's ass. Motherfucker, I pay rent.
We've all got to pay rent. We've all got to work hard for it. So
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. So
Yeah.
my next follow-on question from that was going to be, do you get sick of them questions? And I think the answer to that is yes, isn't it? So
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be the first question on a bunch of people's minds. It's going to be something that people are going to inquire into. Obviously, we've all heard those questions and we've all had our own takes on it. For me, at the end of the fucking day, I stopped giving a shit, and I stopped giving a shit, and I think that I have proven that we all have proven ourselves to be capable of doing shit all on our own and all by ourselves. Like with writing our first album, we had zero fucking help. Touring with all of those fucking bands, like fucking Gloom in the Corner, fucking Bloody Wood, all that shit. Like we had zero fucking help. All we did was just, fucking get up on stage and rock that shit. We've definitely put in our work, we've put in our time, we've put in our effort, and we've got some fucking leg room.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So you don't travel the world touring and releasing music if you're not very good. Everybody knows that. Like it's common sense. But you know what everyone's like. They all want the salacious headline. That's what people are going for.
Oh yeah.
I'm aware I've only got 15 minutes, so we've got like a minute and a half. Is there any one last thing you want to add or soundbite about being in Australia or the festivals themselves?
Welcome to Vended, motherfucker.
That's my headline. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
All the way.
Well, look,
it goes all the way back to when we were like 16 and doing this shit, motherfucker. Welcome to Vended.
Nice, nice. Well, I think we managed to get through it all without really talking about the obvious. So thank you very much. No one owes anybody a drink. But
Cheers.
maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. I might see you next week. But best of luck on the rest of your whole Australian venture and the future.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
No, thank you